Hi, everybody. I'm here with Tamara Schenk, and we are talking about recruiter enablement. Specifically, we're going to be talking about it from the recruitment marketing perspective. Tamara, first of all, give us a quick introduction to you.
Well, hi. Thank you a lot, Adam, for inviting. I'm a marketeer by passion and profession. I've been doing marketing um, over 20 years now, I think, 22 years, and always in a staffing industry. I've started a long, long time ago in sales, actually. So I was doing a bit of sales and account management. But then as I was graduating from university with a marketing degree, I said, okay, that's exactly what I want to do. And that's how I started. And then different cities, different countries. And today I'm a CMO at GI Group Holding, so driving the marketing strategy across the globe, B2B, B2C, all the fun you can imagine.
Absolutely. So before we talk about enablement, I think it would be a missed opportunity not to ask you what's changed in the time that you've been doing this in the staffing industry, and of course a lot. But you might have an interesting perspective on this. What are the biggest changes in marketing?
Oh, well, in the marketing, you know what I would say, there is a lot changed and nothing changed. What I mean by that, so there are certain things in terms of, you need to be creative, you need to be bold, you need to be human, you need to be approachable, you need to be really putting in the center the candidate or client, the audience, right? So I don't think that has changed significantly if you do the marketing correctly. Um, what changed is all the tools and technology, and especially in the last 3 to 4 years, I would say that was a huge acceleration and a continuous feeling of FOMO that I think I go to sleep to and wake up. Did I miss anything? Like, is there something big happening that I could use to optimize, be more effective, come up with new things? So that's probably the change.
I think specifically for you, your sense of FOMO is a real strength because it means that you're up to date and you do know what's going on. You're probably not really missing anything. And a lot of other
No,
people who don't have that.
I wish, honestly, Adam, I wish, but sometimes like you feel you feel that this is an incredible power to have, right? So you go through all the podcasts, you read all the newsletters, but then you almost take some detox time. You need time to think through and understand. So the danger of FOMO is that you start running behind any shiny thing that you see and you say, oh, I have to, use this and implement that. But that's a wrong feeling as well, because you really need to think about what is the business problem that you have today, what it is that you're trying to solve. Okay, that's what is the current process. Okay, what is the strategy? Okay, and then identify the bottlenecks, real bottlenecks, and then say, okay, what would be the best solution? And again, think about, is it a technology or is it a change of a process that needs to be done? Because very often, like a few years back, I was like, this is a beautiful app, I want to have it, and this is a beautiful app, I want to have it. Just recently, I was going through, there was a list of 30 new AIs in marketing, content creation, design creation, campaigns optimization. They were all amazing. But like, am I going to use all those 30? There's no way, because I will be extremely unproductive. So that's kind of, two sides of FOMO, I would say.
On that, one other question, but again, before we go on to enablement, one other question is, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Every major company I know is doing some kind of a recruitment transformation. And I'm thinking transformation suggests that there is a desired end point. And given the pace of process developments and technology developments right now, if I'd started a transformation in January and it was a 12-month program, I think halfway through the year, my vision is already going to be out of date.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you think about that?
Well, we need to be careful with the words as well. I think the words like transformation, AI, revolution are the buzzwords, the marketing words, right? So you want to get attention, therefore you say, this is what we do. There's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. But I think there is a difference between when you're trying to get attention or creating some kind of tension, right? Let's talk about, and because you bring the problem. If you're saying we're doing the transformation, there should be a reason for that. That means you're not happy with what is happening today. To be honest, I always see this as evolution, right? So you go from, and you're absolutely right, because you need to, unless you know today my team of recruiters, X recruiters, 10 recruiters, 100,000, are not as efficient because they are not delivering towards, if you take the staffing company, for example, right? So the productivity is one of the key metrics that allows you to, grow, ensure that cost of delivery is sustainable. Therefore, you can, offer some interesting price options and models for your customers, etc. So the recruitment productivity is a key in this case, right? So you need to think about today, my recruitment productivity is X. Therefore, to grow the company here, we need to increase the productivity by X plus 2 or whatever number you put. Therefore, I need to put some activities to get there, right? So that's your end. That's your end point. But just saying that we need to go through the transformation, that's probably just failing this transformation, because when you don't have a clear objectives where you want to get, it's dangerous for you, but it's also dangerous for the company, because people are getting tired. People are not understanding what's happening and what they need to be doing. So you need to be kind of very pragmatic, let's put it this way, very pragmatic when you're getting into the operational transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So, enablement. I believe that recruitment is more of a marketing-led job than it ever has been. And I believe that we do not hire recruiters to be brilliant marketers. We hire them because they're really great with individuals and achieving influence and moving a process forward and being very like results oriented, and not because they're brilliant writers or content producers or whatever it might be. So how do we enable recruiters to be better at marketing?
Just a side note, I wanted to say that today, probably, I've never heard so many people saying that they're marketeers, as to like sales as marketing, recruitment as marketing, even finance. When I was talking to a head of finance, and he was preparing the investment presentation, saying, "I'm a marketeer. I'm telling the story," and I'm absolutely a marketeer. I think we need to talk about different skills that are needed when you do a certain type of job. So when you are, and again, in recruitment, we use the kind of this general term, but you might have sourcers. Those are the one type of skills. You might be a like in staffing industry or in recruitment company, you might have a recruiter who is more focused on, sourcing and finding and engaging candidates, or you might have, it's called consultants, 360 consultants. So they would actually talk to client or a customer, understand the job order, understand what's needed to be done, and then they will start kind of looking for a candidate as well. And in this case, you need to think about the different type of skills. So, but in general, if you think about what it is that enables all of them to do their good job as an information that needs to be available, a certain processes that are clear, what is and the objectives that are expected from them, and tools and technology that allows them to do their job, and certain kind of environment that is built, positive environment, human environment, that they feel that they're doing something. There is a meaning. Actually, what I'm describing is a culture, right? So it's a company culture that I think is very important as well. And then from the marketing perspective, like if I'm taking the areas of marketing, so we talk about the content marketing, we talk about employer branding, we talk about performance marketing, we talk about the storytelling. All of those elements might absolutely help recruiters to do their job better. I don't think that they need to do all of this incredibly well. I think it's about identifying in the recruitment process what it is that it will make the difference. So it starts like you getting, like if you're working on the job order, you start from the segmentation, understanding who you need to talk to, what's your audience, do you have these people in your database, you don't have these people in your database. And then we start talking about, is it a centralized type of activities that actually engage talent pool to allow recruiters tap into this talent pool right away and saying, hey, Adam, you've been kept warm and you know about the company and you're ready to talk to me as a recruiter. So this would be one approach. Another one is like you as a recruiter doing certain type of things to reach out proactively. So I'm probably mixing too many things, and we probably need more than 15 minutes, Adam, to talk about all of that. But I would say going back to an individual as a recruiter, here's the process. You start working on the job order, who I'm targeting, what are the skills that are needed, do I have it? Do I have a database of candidates? Yes, no. So you go back, search. If it's not there, you start looking into your channels. There's different type of channels. Think about ideally you have some kind of performance, I call it performance marketing or whatever. What are the channels that would be the best for you to search for this type of candidates? Or it would require more proactive search headhunting approach, right? In this particular case, because then you need to think about volumes. Are we talking about a single placement type of transaction, or we talk about you need find, I know, 20, 30, 50 people? Again, a bit of a different. So this is first. Second, you start, if it's a proactive approach, kind of proactive sourcing, you have skills more, do you have a right Boolean string, built? Do you understand how it's all working? A bit more technical. Okay, you found these people, how you approach them, what's the story that you tell? Is it more passive candidate or the person who is actively looking for a job? For example, you might have found this person in Indeed who has, there's a CV there, so the person is more open to the opportunities, and therefore it's the way how you would approach a bit more easy. Hey, Adam, I found your CV. Would you be interested to have a 15 minutes conversation? I have a great opportunity for you. But again, you need to think about that, the kind of storytelling that, or are we talking about much more difficult position where the person doesn't want to talk to you because they might have received 20 other requests from the recruiters. So then you might need a more personalized, personalized, but I would say more kind of, you would need to do more steps and engagements till the person would actually react, connect, sharing something, showing how you can create and add the value. And then, of course, you need to do a bit of research. In the marketing, you need to do a lot of research before you're approaching the candidates, clients. And then you go into the details, et cetera, et cetera. So as you can see, there's different elements of that marketeers would definitely use as their daily job, but recruiters might use that could help them actually to do things faster and better in their recruitment process.
Yeah, there is a huge amount of nuance in this, and depending on the type of recruitment that you're doing, it can be very varied according to which tactics and which marketing channels you might use and things that you might make use of. If I can ask a more specific question, so
Yeah.
I'm a recruiter working in your company, and over the next few months, I'm going to be doing working on some recruitment, which is going to mean that I need several different job adverts, social media posts, outreach messaging, scripts for conversations with candidates, those types of things. I mean, this is all part of storytelling.
Mm.
How do you help me to be a better storyteller?
Yeah, so I mean, we're in 37 countries. If you would say, is it consistent across all of the countries? I would lie to say yes. No, it's not. It's not consistent. Um, so there, from the organization perspective, in some of the countries, marketing is much heavy involved in recruitment marketing. In some countries, it actually sits with kind of sourcing teams. So you would have people who would really support the recruiters. Again, a lot of nuances as you've mentioned. But if I'm taking the example of Netherlands, I was just talking to a marketing manager from there. She's supporting the recruiters in running meta campaigns to drive leads candidates, right? So she would actually sit down with a recruiter saying, what are the open positions, where we have the most of problem. I just wanted, by the way, to mention that if you're a recruiter in our company, the search always starts from the database. Or there would be we have a great internal ATS develop where it would actually match, there's a job order, and it would be kind of matching function. Say, okay, there is 10, 20, whatever number of candidates that are matching to this position. And therefore, first you need to talk to them, right? So that saves the time and the money for the company. But let's imagine that didn't happen for whatever reason. We don't have the candidates, they're not available, et cetera, et cetera. So in case of Netherlands, so she would be sitting down with the teams and discussing, okay, who we're looking for, what it is, and she would be actually helping building this campaign and creating the creatives, the content, etc. What is though very, very important as a recruiter, when you post the job, that's the responsibility of recruiter in this case. You can enable this with AI, or you can just be a great storyteller yourself. We might have some templates that would be available. Obviously, you can't create templates for all the possible positions, but you can give some guidelines, directions. So we need to ensure that the job ad is built in the way that is, attractive for a candidate, one, and from the SEO perspective, it's built correctly as well. It's a hell of a job. Sorry for saying that. It sounds like a very small little piece, just a job ad, but it's not. Especially if you see some of the job ads, unfortunately, it happens that are, I'm not even talking about the mistakes sometimes that you can catch, but it's just not super engaging. So that's the starting point. And then, she would work with them, build those campaigns, and really run amazing results that really help them then to engage, get these leads in, qualify them and start working. So in this case, marketing really sits on the top of the funnel through the social media, for example. In other cases, what would happen, then obviously we have some, agreements with job boards or programmatic, et cetera, that would have the direct connection to ATS that would drive the candidates where the consultants or recruiters would need to check. But the starting point, I'm probably deviating a little bit from your initial question, guidelines, recommendations, templates, trainings are critical to ensure that recruiter is equipped with and knows how to present the story, to present the job ad, so that people would convert and apply.
Thank you. Very interesting. I just wanted to quickly talk about something you said much earlier, which is around, you've never met as many marketeers in your life. Everybody's a marketeer today.
Yes, indeed.
And I think that that's really valid. I mean, I think it is valid. They're obviously, they don't need to have the same level of expertise and technical, knowledge that somebody like you and the people in your team has. However, I remember a venture capitalist saying to me a few years ago, everything is marketing. And, I think that's fair enough. Everything you see, and I think about it in terms of every touch point a candidate has with an organization, including the interview, including the way that they're assessed. It's all giving them an experience, and that's marketing. So,
100%. And to be honest, I mean, the best ambassadors of our company or any company, recruitment company, it's salespeople. If we talk about, B2B customer facing and the recruiters, both on the candidate side, on the client side. The candidate experience is probably another huge topic to talk about, and how I think we talk a lot about the candidate experience. No one really managed to get the candidate experience in the large organization to the level that needs to be there. I think this is definitely a journey. I think also because it's not always perceived as a critical, maybe important, but not a critical question. But if you think from the company perspective, go to the Glassdoor reviews and see, what the people are saying, not even about working the company, but just going through the interview process. So absolutely every single touch point through the candidate journey is so critical, like how the people are seeing the job ad, how they're applying for position, how they're having the conversation, how they're calling into the company if someone is calling. Baby boomers, joking. I like actually now I prefer to have discussions rather than sending the emails to people. So all of this, first day in the company, first month in the company, first year in the company, all of this makes a very big difference, and it's a lot of work to make it right. And I think the number one is working very closely with operations. In this case, I mean recruiters, to say whatever we do as a company is very visible, very, very visible. And anything can be online in 5 minutes, in 1 minute, right? So therefore, the culture is critical, the meaning of what you do is critical, the understanding the change that you bring to the people's lives is critical. So if you have those values, I think things are much easier, and then you start equipping people with the tools and insights and information. But I think that right behavior, the mindset is very important.
Tamara, thank you very much for your time today. You've given me a lot of things to think about, a lot of insights. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Adam.